Congress. The exit poll attributing SP's expected performance to increased support for it across the OBCs, minorities and the general category compared to 2007. Even as the poll shows an erosion in BSP support across the three communities. The BJP is shown losing support among the SCs, OBCs and minorities. And support for the Congress too is shown as dwindling among the SCs and the minorities. The exit poll endorsing the projections of the poll of the polls that the cycle has a clear lead in battleground UP. So is the Samajwadi Party all set to ride the anti-incumbency wave in Uttar Pradesh? Bureau Report, Times Now.
On the special edition of the News Hour at 9 p.m, what is the national impact of the state elections? Watch the News Hour debate with Arnab Goswami at 9 p.m.
Presented by IndusInd Bank. Aapne chaha, humne kiya. In association with the new Renault Pulse. Add Pulse to life. Zuari Cement, Asli Taakat ka champion. India Bulls. 3 businesses, a united vision.
Okay, let's get the reactions to the Sahara poll. First from the Samajwadi Party itself, Mr. Rai. 188 is what it is projecting, and the information we have here as per the Sahara poll is a vote share of 29.5%. 29.5%. Now what we have polled out there, what we are showing on the screen right now is that we are shown all the exit polls. Please look very carefully at the screen there, wherever you're seeing it. And we are seeing 29.5% is what has been put out by Sahara TV. That's the Sahara number. The median number for the SP becomes 28.3%, which is quite impressive. So the average number for the Samajwadi Party is 28.3%. Now let's see how this poll of polls gives the SP the edge. It's giving a complete swing, and if you compare it to 2007, the Sahara TV poll giving it 188. The poll of polls is giving the SP the complete edge. Let's get a reaction in from our panelists to what we are seeing here. Mr. Rai? No, Mr. Rai.
Irrespective of your exit poll,
yes,
we have been very confident from the beginning, and today also I will make the same statement that we simply will cross the borderline and we will have our absolute majority. Single largest party with absolute majority.
And how is the BJP looking at it, Mr. Datta?
Yesterday only you said you don't believe in exit poll, but you want all of us to believe on your exit.
I'm putting all the exit polls out here.
Let's put it irrespective of the exit polls, because we all are debating about it.
Yes.
I personally feel these numbers, particularly related to BJP, and there are reasons why I say so, are not what we are expecting. And the way the campaign has gone about, the issues which have been dominating in
I thought you'd be very happy. You'd be the leader of the opposition.
Well, that's a separate issue. That's a separate issue. But the numbers don't match to what we are expecting.
Numbers don't match. Let me get Kazim Ali Khan here. Now, all the polls here, Mr. Kazim Ali Khan, whichever way that you look at it, I'm looking at the Congress Party numbers. They're also on the screen out there. The Congress Party numbers vary between 55, News 24, India TV 47, Star 62, Sahara 55. The poll of polls average median is 55. And the Congress Party vote share as per the poll of polls is 17.725%. Now that's actually not very good. It means that you've fallen from your share of around 19% in the 2009 election, despite the kind of colossal amount of resources, money, Rahul Gandhi factor, everything that's been put in. Now we are in a situation, we must ask you why.
See, Arnav,
don't tell me you reject the poll.
No, Arnav, these are projected numbers. These are projected numbers on individual grounds. And had you put this argument, if you put this argument 48 hours from now, I can believe it to a certain extent, because the results will be out then. But how can you debate on projected numbers, presuming that this is what is going to happen? It's not necessary that what is projected is going to happen. I mean, the exit polls in 2007 had given totally different numbers, and reality was a total different ball game. I mean, the reality was different.
I'm
just talking about all these various agencies that have gone to project these numbers. Now, let me tell you, Arnav, the constituency I represent, I don't think any of your agency even bothered to come here to find out or to talk to people and find out what exactly was happening here. These are individuals.
No, one second. You're not supposed to know.
The agencies just go into towns or cities, just ask people at random, and that's it. And then you say, okay, this is what is going to happen. But that's not really the reality.
Mr. Kazim Ali Khan, I am no supporter or admirer of exit polls. But I must tell you that if you don't know that the exit pollster is in your town, that's a damn good thing, because you are not supposed to know. If you were to know who is on an exit poll, then the veracity of the exit poll would itself be in doubt. So that argument does not hold, unfortunately.
They are not authentic at all. I'm not interested to know either.
Our exit pollster wants to make a point.
That is what happens in most cases. People are not interested because exit polls are just projected figures by individual agencies, which really have no meaning to reality. I mean, even the agencies who go questioning people, they don't go into remote villages. You must realize majority of the
your rival is the Samajwadi Party, not the exit
in the rural areas. But no agencies trying to find out what is happening, even go into the remotest of villages. They just go into town areas and find out from ABC that, okay, you tell me who are you voting for, and that is it. And that is what they decide on.
Mr. Kazim Ali Khan, I hold no brief for any of the pollsters who conducted this poll, but let me still put my foot down on this. The methodology of polling encompasses a mandatory number of villages that do not have metalled roads. And almost when we take a rural sample, we ensure that 80% of villages do not have a metalled road. So we take care of the constituency that you claim has not been represented in the poll, and based on that the vote share is worked out. You may dispute the ability to convert the vote share into a seat share, but the vote share would not be
Arnav, here's what we'll do is we want Kazim, I don't think
just now you use the word perhaps, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think that's only Mr. Khan, you know, perhaps is the only word. I think perhaps is the most far-fetched word we can use before the results are out. However, I want to project 3 scenarios, and I'm projecting scenarios only on the basis of the median that we have arrived at in our poll of polls. I'm qualifying these. These are 4 polls. We are going by the average. We put an average of the vote share, and this is what it looks like. Therefore, scenario 1 in terms of government formation. Navika, I'd like you to take our viewers through. And here, just before I go across, Navi, here's the story. Look at these numbers. And I think if you're getting confused looking at these numbers, then the question you have on your mind wherever you're watching it, this channel this evening is, who is likely to form the government and how? Can we cut the chase and come to the straight point? So Navika, we have projected 3 scenarios. What is scenario number 1? And then we'll get our panelists to respond.
The scenario number 1 is the median of all the polls that have been conducted. We're trying to take a balanced picture. We are balancing out the lowest number given to the Samajwadi Party to the highest number. And the numbers that we have are Samajwadi Party 174, the Congress getting 55. That's the simplest case scenario where it arithmetically, of course, makes to the majority above the halfway mark. But politically, will it come together? That's the big question.
Yeah. So the first option of forming a government is SP with an average score of 174, with the Congress with an average score of 55, 229, therefore comfortable majority. The question which goes with this factor is on your screen as well. Will Rahul Gandhi consider backing Akhilesh Yadav as a major compromise? I want to go to the Congress first, of course, on that. This is the most obvious reason. Why should this government not be formed? Kazim Ali Khan.
See, Arnav, this combination, the scenario 1 which you've said, hypothetically speaking, again, if it comes up, I think Mr. Rahul Gandhi will decide exactly how it's going to have, I mean, what will be the political effects to the forthcoming Lok Sabha election, as well as the Congress, the Congress voters, the percentage of Congress voters in the state. it all depends. You know, I can't really answer this question up front and say that, okay, this is how it's going to work out. Again, I mean, it's not so simple that, you know, 174 and 55. It is not really that simple. It is up to the Congress leadership to decide whether they would like to sit in the opposition or whether they would like to go with the Samajwadi Party. I mean, I cannot speak for them at this moment.
That's the rule of politics. Nobody wants to sit in the opposition. Who wants to sit in the opposition? You don't fight an election to sit in the opposition.
Well, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi sat in the opposition once in Lok Sabha. He sat in the opposition.
Well, sure, but here's a question, Rajiv, right? With that scenario, why should that scenario not happen?
No, see, if you go back, 2007 Mayawati, all four, your exit poll and opinion poll, they gave our single largest party. Jayalalitha happened the same thing.
Let's say hypothetically. Let's say hypothetically.
I would like to wait for another 48 hours.
Let's say, why would you not do business with the Congress party?
I mean,
why do you have such a grave problem with the Congress party?
This is not question of problem. This is not the time.
There is a problem.
We would rather wait for another 48
hours. May Netaji gave a simple message. It was that he would want to do business with the...
No, that was taken out of context. He spoke about central...
One at a time, gentlemen. Even the spokesman for the Samajwadi Party is not in a position to answer that question because it's a hypothetical situation. How can you debate on that? I mean, what we do not know whether it's going to come up or not come up. And if he says something, if I say something, you'll make that breaking news. Oh, this Congress person said such a thing, then I have to give, I have to give clarifications to that.
Let me say this.
So it's a hypothetical question.
Let me say this today, and you're forcing me to say this. What I'm going to say is that the only people who do exit polls, apart from news channels, are political parties. You can check how many exit polls your party has done yourself, but I'm not getting into that debate. Manisha Priyam had a question on scenario number 1. Yes,
yeah.
Manisha.
You know, Mr. Khan, if you look at the polls, the median poll actually is being very kind because the numbers given to the SP in the India Today poll were as low as 144 and they've taken out a median. But in all the 3 other polls, the SP is above 180. So the most likely scenario that is going to stare the country and the state and your political party in the face in 48 hours from now is that the SP is going to be very close to political power.
Yes.
So that is just not a hypothetical question. And the 4 exit polls have in fact followed 4 different methodologies. So one can be wrong on one, the other can be wrong on something else. But the range is really close to 180.
Well, I actually have no idea what methodology you followed.
Like to,
and
one second,
the 6th of March is going to decide what is going to happen. I mean, it's still 48 hours to go. I mean, the figures that you are projecting, 180, earlier it was 160, before that it was 140. I mean, it's all very fluctuating. I mean, every day, the figures keep fluctuating. So these are just projected figures. I'm not debating whether it's right or wrong. But they are just projected figures.
Change. Of course, one second. Kazim, you're forcing me again to respond to you a second time. I didn't want to, but the fact is numbers change. 48 hours back, when we asked Mr. Digvijay Singh how many seats, he said 200 plus. This morning we asked Beni Prasad Verma, he said somewhere around 100, that also with Ajit Singh. So you are absolutely right, numbers do change, but I'm going to come back to you on that one. Scenario number 1, likely, not likely.
You see, if Mulayam Singh Yadav wins 174 seats or more or thereabouts, I think he would prefer not to go with the Congress and try and cobble together people outside the Congress.
Yeah, but
he needs about 25 more.
Yeah.
He may not want the Congress as a full-fledged ally.
I want to now go to scenario number 2 actually, but before we go to scenario number 2, in which the BJP is very, very relevant.
To make a little comment.
You want to help?
On a hypothetical, the basis which we are talking, there are 2 things. There is always a possibility between the SP and the Congress to come together. They are already doing it at the center last year. Now the second is, there is a condition which has been laid by Akhilesh, which the Congress needs to respond, and that is to back 18% Muslim reservation.
No, you're raising
No. There is a condition already been put. Now, there's already a condition which has been put. Now, so it's already in the on there.
Akhilesh just wanted to expose Congress's stand.
No, it's not.
There
is a condition which has been put.
Our intention was to expose them. They have been bluffing with the Muslims for 65 years, and today also, just before the election, they are bluffing, and we are successful in exposing them.
Scenario number 2, but before I go to scenario number 2, I'd like to welcome into this part of the debate also BSP spokesperson. We have BSP leader Mr. Bhadoria also joining us. Mr. Bhadoria, welcome to the debate, welcome to the discussion. And scenario number 2 now will be presented by Navika Kumar, a scenario in which the BJP and BSP have both a role. Now this scenario, before Navika goes to it, has not been extrapolated from a poll of polls format where we take the median score. It's only been pulled out of one of the polls, which is the India TV poll. Navika will tell us more.
Well, the India TV poll is why we've picked up this poll is because it gives the lowest numbers as far as seat projections are concerned to the Samajwadi Party and brings the